It's Saturday afternoon and oppressively hot, and overcast, humid, and they're progressing at a rate of knots here. So rendering of the end wall is going on, and that first one, my light fitting from over here is been taken down and it's gone back to the shed. That'll be replaced by that one leaning against the wall there eventually. So yeah, work continues. I guess I won't see much of what's happening with this foundation in the future because it'll be obscured by these back walls here. And that light up there is going to get moved. That's a 200 watt LED floodlight, which I think should have been on the shed, sorry, on the end of the rice factory from day one, but that will happen now. Not sure how this roof is going to work, whether they slope it from left to right or slope it from me towards the tank or a combination thereof. It'll be interesting to see. So while rendering work continues on the new walls, there's other stuff going on. This new frame for a roof has gone up at the back of the water tank for the bore, and they're just laying out where to put the foundation for the front frame that's currently lying down there. Wonder how they'll brace those relative to one another. As ever, I'll learn when I see it. But my heavy duty hammer drill over there's got some use, drilling holes for ankle bolts. And it's about to get some more use over here. Yesterday we took down the light fitting that had been hanging there, non-operational since it filled up with water, and took it away to the shed and played around with it a bit and determined that the tube had gone bad. Two of the bins had actually rotted off the end of it, but the fitting itself is still okay, so I just ordered some extra tubes. Won't put that light back up there, we don't need that anymore now that we have the illumination from the shed. And I've been watching these guys do this thing from the camera over on the end of the shed, that one, from my lounge room, hence the appearance of this extra ladder, because I only had the one out, and some clamps so they could clamp things in place while they screwed them, which I think they appreciated. But it's kind of looking like we're going to get thunderstorms this afternoon with luck. But yeah, it's hot and humid and horrible, so I'm going to go back inside again. And then it rained. We've had 40 millimetres so far, so good quality rain. I'm starting to wonder whether I should have turned off the tap for the depth gauge on the tanks. Maybe we'll actually fill them up, in which case they start coming out the top of that depth gauge tube. Not that it matters that much. And the genset has started itself up because the state of charge in the batteries at the shed were around about 70%. And at this time of the day it says to itself, okay, they're obviously not going to charge up today, so I will top them off for the genset before night. Complicated program it's got in the controller. Actually, looking at the time, I think probably what's happened is the genset has told itself, I haven't run for 7 days, it's time to start up, which it will do at 1 o'clock, 7 days after it last started. But fortuitously, it's actually doing something useful, because the battery there is at what, 79% now, it was considerably lower when I first heard the genset. And it's the next morning. It's good having that camera over the shed. I can see developments here without leaving my lounge room. So they're currently putting the foil on the roof of the shelter, and Chibita's decided she wants to have walls on it now too, so a delivery of bricks has come. Meanwhile, rendering continues. So yes, it's currently a hive of activity. But it's already getting warm, so I'm already thinking I should go back to the lounge room. Well, the roof is finished on top of the bore tank stand. Don't know what they're framing up next, but yes, there will be walls going up around that, and it looks like we might be in from more rain somewhere. The sky is pretty dark in different directions. I'm hearing a bit of thunder in the distance. And this nice high beam is for my motor scooter enclosure over here. That will stand vertically spaced away from the sliding door for the front of the shed, and we'll bolt some plates to the ground or to the concrete at the base of it to stop it moving forward or back, and then probably weld them onto the bottom of that. At the top we'll have another flat plate that bolts onto the side and the beam overhead, so that'll have to get cut considerably shorter, which will be interesting. I can see Dadang's working on reinforcing bars for the walls of this enclosure. Kids around here like danger. The sky's been promising rain, and the solar input is down to 0 watts, and now we can hear the stuff of the rain on the roof. Hopefully it's going to bucket down again, fill up the tanks. And I think here it comes. A scattering of ladies going home before they get rained out. Well, I think I'll go and sit in my lounge room and just watch it on the weather station. Well, the rain earlier was a bit of a disappointment. It only resulted in about 1.8 millimetres. But let's see, we've got interesting joining up of the roofs here. So there's a walkway, almost, where you can walk from the back patio to out onto this area. And obviously a truckload of bricks has turned up. It's probably enough for this and for my new construction over at the shed. Wonder what this cost me. Due to a series of issues, the power circuit to this room was turned off and on again a few times this morning. That appears to have killed our 13-year-old Samsung fridge. Of course, being 13 years old, there's no manual available online to tell what that single blinking LED segment indicates. It may indicate it's a simple fix, but we've got no way to know. And this Sharp fridge has died over time. It has been turned off for a day, but I turned it back on this morning a few hours ago to see whether it had come good. It's currently reading 27 degrees in the fridge compartment, and I think it's pulled the freezer down. Freezer compartment's pulled down to 19.1, Before we shut it down, it was 21 in the fridge compartment and 8 degrees in the freezer compartment. So my advice is, based on this and all the trouble we've had with AC units, do not buy a Sharp made in Indonesia. This fridge is less than 2 years old. So the distributor at the moment is off in Palembang buying a new fridge. When this one failed, I said, look, we need to get this one fixed or replaced, because what happens if the Samsung gives out? And she dragged her feet. Now she regrets that. After a few hours, the big Samsung fridge from Australia that's in the storeroom spontaneously woke up and came good. Meanwhile, these have showed up, so we now have a backup fridge, which is good, because the one through there is no good, and a chest freezer. There's actually an upright freezer that's gone out for repair a few weeks ago. We said, fix it, run it for a week, prove it's fixed, don't bring it back until it's properly fixed. So we haven't heard from it since. About 6 PM, this will have the 5 hours they suggested to let it rest before turning it on, and we'll get it going. So we have a new structure on the roof here at the back of the houses. So this presumably will provide a bit of shelter for the doors that will go across here. And from the look of that, there's going to be more columns or ring beams made. Maybe ring beams for over there. Top and bottom of the walls we're going to build, and for here. It's all very interesting for me. It's another day, and the work at the back of Lise's house continues. And if I don't know what's going on, but they're hard at work. Meanwhile, I got to go over to the shed and do a few things. These cracks at the back of the shed are still looking ginormous. Mama chook, lots of chickies. Now you hear a little bit of noise from the toll road construction today. I want to take one of these drums of diesel round and the pump to top up the genset tank. That's down to a half. Well, that's done. The contents of that drum are now in the diesel tank of the genset. I carried the pump around there. When I was finished, I started carrying it back. I thought, oh, hang on, that's the only place I use it. So I left it around there sitting on top of the genset. There's no harm in that sitting there until it's next needed. That'll be a while. Sometime I'll have a look, see how many run hours this has got now. It's not all that many. But now I've got to lock up the gate. I just hit that chain with WD-40 again. I'm hoping that someday it will get put back on the mixer. But yeah, I don't know. Is that open or closed then? It's open, okay. It looks like hydraulic oil's leaked out there too. I wouldn't be surprised if that seal and wiper at the this end of the rod were not chewed out by bits of concrete sticking to that shaft. But we'll see what happens when we next try to operate it. Okay, so looking at these boxes, it looks like we've probably got a 275 litre fridge and a 210 litre freezer new yesterday. They've been turned on now and are cooling down in the back kitchen, and we'll soon get occupied. Well, here's the answer to my question about how this bit was going to be roofed. Roofing around the tank, I guess. Okay, so they're building a bench along that wall. So drill some bits of rod into the, or drill holes into the wall so that bits of reinforcement rod can be put in. and tied back into the wrench, top of the bench. What else is going on out here? Yeah, well, it's all still happening. Some of those plastic tubs that we use for moving stuff from Australia got a bit brittle. Some of them even before they came to Indonesia, but this one's obviously had much better days. In doing that new bit of roofing, I think they've moved one of those satellite TV dishes, and that might be the one that connects to Jabita's TV in the big kitchen, because that TV is no longer getting a signal, so they might have to look into that. Wow, this is going to go on for weeks more yet by the look of it. But today's Friday, so I shall do an upload for this week.